Welcome to Mind Body Monday, and thank you all for joining me live on Mind Body Monday. It's wonderful to see you all here. And if you're catching a replay or on the podcast, it's great to have you here too. And I want to invite you all, please, to feel free to post comments in the chat or comments on the my YouTube channel, because that way I can answer your questions. If you are new to Mind Body Monday, welcome. My name is Avraham Gundle. I'm the founder and director for the Center for Integrated Medicine. I'm qualified as an osteopath. I practice functional and integrated medicine. And over the last 30 years in private practice, I've been really privileged to have helped thousands of patients recover from a whole host of chronic conditions, including eczema, asthma, that tend to go together. You probably understand why that is shortly. Psoriasis, acne, dermatitis, and a whole range of other autoimmune conditions, anxiety, diabetes, etc. So if you yourself are suffering or have suffered from eczema or skin condition, or know somebody who has, go ahead, just type in the chat so I can see who's here and help to specifically address your questions. So go ahead, type in the chat if you yourself. Go ahead, type in the chat if you yourself suffer or have suffered or know someone who has suffered from any sort of skin condition. That's right. Someone's written in eczema. Go ahead. Who else has some sort of skin condition or has or knows a loved one who has a skin condition? And you're going to see shortly what percentage of the population actually suffer with this condition. So in today's Mind Body Monday, there's an exciting lineup. I'm going to share with you the root causes of skin conditions in general and eczema and other skin conditions in particular. Someone's written in here, seborrhea. Yes, that is included in this as well. I'm going to share with you a healing visualization for radiant skin, and you're going to learn something interesting about two specific probiotics that have been researched to help heal skin conditions and why that is so. I'm going to share with you my functional approach to treating eczema and skin conditions. And then towards the end, I'm going to share with you my quick 8-step quick start guide to healing eczema and chronic skin conditions. And then some exciting news at the end. So there's quite a lineup today as people are continuing to type in the chat. Severe eczema. Thank you. You are in the right place. You are in the right place. And I like to, like I do on Mind Body Monday, I like to share a story from my practice. Just recently, I saw a 45-year-old woman in my clinic who had been suffering from atopic dermatitis, which is a fancy name for eczema, because as you may or may not know, any itis is an inflammatory condition, and there's a clue right there in the diagnosis, in the name. And she suffered from eczema for most of her life. She tried pretty much everything. She'd been to many dermatologists and other specialists, and she was prescribed a whole host of lotions, potions, and skin creams. Most of them were steroid-based, which would help soothe her inflammation, get her out of crisis. And as soon as she'd stop the cream, the flare-up would just come back with even a greater vengeance. As you can imagine, she was at her wit's end, and she was even sleeping with gloves and socks on to prevent herself from scratching at night. That's if she slept at all. She didn't know where to turn. The good news is she came into my practice, and I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that I used with her and her story, how it ends. According to the National Eczema Association, about 31.6 million people in the US have some form of eczema or skin condition. That's over 10% of the population. 1 in 10 individuals will develop eczema during their lifetime, and you'll begin to understand why that is so shortly. Infants are prone to eczema. About 10 to 20% will have it. However, nearly half of infants will grow out of it, and that's because of the maturing of the immune system and gut, as you'll understand shortly. Now, what people don't know is that the skin is our largest organ. It makes up over 10% of our total body weight. It is also an active organ and has two very, very important functions. One job is a barrier. It keeps toxins and nasties out. And the other, it's a permeable barrier. It's selective, and it releases toxins from the body out to the external environment, as in case of sweating, for example. And when a person has a high toxic load or inflammation, the problem of the second function, the detoxification of the body through the skin, becomes impaired, and hence toxins can build up inside the body. Just by the way, I brought in for you, maybe a bit premature, this is not a elephant's toothbrush or tusk brush. This is my personal skin brush. And every day in my shower, actually before my shower, I brush my entire body with this skin brush. One side is very soft and one side is very firm. And for newbies, you may want to start with gentle, very gentle brushes in circular motions around your whole body. That way it helps to get rid of dead skin and keeps your skin soft, lusterful, and replacing any dead cells with healthy new cells. That's just something I thought of sharing with you quickly at the get-go. So I see the skin as an early warning signaling device or organ. All kinds of skin conditions that show up on the skin are really your body's way of talking with you about showing something about what's going on inside your body. Because what if I told you the secret to healthy skin is less about what you put on your skin and more about what you put inside your body? And when we say that true beauty really does come from within, you're going to understand why. So as a functional medicine practitioner, I see many patients who struggle with skin conditions, and surprisingly, most of these are rooted in the gut and gut dysfunctions, because the gut and the skin are inextricably linked through what's called the gut-skin axis. And research has shown that underlying gut dysfunctions such as leaky gut syndrome, yeast overgrowth, SIBO, which stands for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and microbiome imbalance, dysbiosis. If these are long new words for you, don't worry about that. These are all conditions that contribute to poor skin health. And when your skin breaks out, this is your body's way of calling out for help. It's a red flag for you to look about what is going on the inside. So simply put, eczema becomes a sign that your body is inflamed. As I mentioned, it's called atopic dermatitis. And any itis like tonsillitis or otitis media, middle ear infection, or conjunctivitis, inflammation of the conjuncti in the eye, or many, many itises are inflammation. And that is really an invitation to look deeper inside the body and understand what is really going on. So the solution then becomes figuring out what's wrong inside the body and to help reduce the inflammation, and not focusing exclusively on the outside of the body through steroid creams, etc. They may be helpful at points during the healing process, but they are absolutely not the long-term cure. So the root cause of eczema is a disturbance in your immune system, and your body is overreacting to something inside of you. So whenever you think skin issues, think immune and gut. So welcome to Mind Body Monday, and it's called Mind Body Monday. And I always like to share some process that reminds us that we are really one system. It's not mind and body, it's mind body, because ultimately we are souls having a human experience. The body is the temple for the soul, and the more we're able to nurture and care for the body in the right way, the more we're able to have that soul express our unique role in the world. So I would like to share with you a deep healing meditation visualization process that's designed specifically to support healing and repair of the skin as it relates to the digestive system. So before you begin, you can allow yourself to take a nice deep cleansing breath in. And as you breathe out, just allow your eyes to softly close. Obviously, doing this in a place where you are safe and comfortable to allow your eyes to close. You don't have to keep them closed for this process. If you want to peek, that's also okay. But if you're driving, then you can listen, or even better still, listen to this where you can safely go into a deep relaxation space. So once again, taking a nice deep cleansing breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your eyes to close if they're not already, your shoulders to drop down, and your back to feel comfortable against the surface which you're resting. Now, some people think they have a hard time visualizing or even meditating or stilling their mind. And for this short process, I invite you just to listen to my voice and the words guide you. And if you've ever dreamed, or you can imagine what the front door of your home looks like, even what the inside of your kitchen looks like, you can do this process. And third, nice deep cleansing breath in. This time as you breathe out, allow both your body and your mind to begin to settle down more and more. And let your breathing settle into rhythm and pace that's natural and comfortable for you. In imagining for a moment that there is this most beautiful healing white light emanating from the highest place in heaven, from the Creator Himself, all the way down to where you are located right now. And this light is coming down through the top of your head and flowing through your scalp, down inside to your brain. And it's a beautiful healing, calming, restoring light that's super intelligent and represents love, goodness, health, and well-being. If you can't quite imagine, that's okay. Just get a sense or knowing that this process is happening anyways. So allow your breathing to relax, body relax, as this loving, healing light calms and restores your mind and moves intelligently down inside your body through to your stomach, and it calms, settles, restores, and balances your stomach and digestion. So it's efficient and completely digests and processes all your food in a perfect way. And allow that light to move further down into your digestive system, large intestine and your small intestine, bathing your whole belly and abdomen. Beautiful, soft, warm, healing light. And you can imagine that there's a ball, perhaps, of a healing light inside your belly that's comfortable and safe, that moves intelligently throughout your digestive system, calming, soothing, healing, and balancing. And if there's any inflammation or obstruction or holding or tightness or whatever, it can all settle down, calm and relax.
Now, as you take another gentle, deeper breath in, and this time as you breathe out, as that light continues to heal and balance and restore your insides, it will continue to travel down through the pelvis, down into your legs, all the way down to your feet and toes, bathing the inside of your body with health, healing, vitality, and well-being. And allow that light to gently expand and spill softly and safely over your entire skin surfaces of your body. It's almost as if you imagine yourself standing in a light chamber, almost like one of those beam me up Scotty light chambers. And your whole body is safely and comfortably bathed in the most beautiful healing white light. And it's moving through your scalp, the skin on your hand, flowing intelligently and safely over all the surface of your body, your face, your ears, your eyelids and eyelashes, flowing down into your neck, the skin on your back, the skin on your torso, being bathed in most beautiful, healing, calming, restoring light. All the skin surfaces of your body, be it your armpits, skin on your arms and your hands, skin on your belly, skin on your legs, and everywhere else, totally bathed in calming, soothing, healing, restoring light and energy. And if there is any skin irritation or inflammation or dryness or tightness or discomfort or redness or swelling or infection or whatever it happens to be, etc., this light invites powerful healing happening right now on your skin, wherever it may be. And the light works perfectly and intelligently for you. Not too strong, not too weak, just perfect amount of healing light that you need right now, restoring and balancing your skin. So taking a moment, let that light do its magic right now. And as it continues to heal through your body, you can take a moment, if you choose, to allow a soft prayer to come to your lips, just audible enough for your own ears, thanking and asking the Creator for deeper healing, and allowing you to make easy, wholesome, healthy choices in your nutritional plan, your eating, your lifestyle, in every aspect of your life, asking for the courage and thanking for the grace. And knowing you can always deepen this process in your own way, in your own time. And allow that healing to be completely complete. And allow this beautiful healing light to begin to fade away inside your body, moving from your skin to digestive system, and then fading away inside your own heart, working constantly, softly in the background, and always present and always there whenever you choose. Whatever healing has already occurred may continue automatically and naturally on its own as you take a nice deeper cleansing breath in. And as you breathe out, softly wiggling your fingers and toes. And if you like, before you open your eyes, you can allow a soft smile to come to your face as you continue on for the rest of your day ahead.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Go ahead and just type in the chat. What did you notice? What was that experience like for you? What came up for you? Go ahead, type in the chat. What did you notice? What did you notice inside your body? What did you notice happening inside your body, in your skin? Any thoughts? And as you continue to type in the chat, I'll share with you that as a functional medicine practitioner, my goal is always to look for the underlying causes of chronic skin conditions like eczema or acne or psoriasis, dermatitis or seborrhea. And what I know from experience with patients who have these problems is that there's no one reason for it and there's no one solution for it either. As with many chronic conditions, skin issues are multifactorial. There are many pieces to the puzzle. But there is one key that I see time and time again, especially when a patient has been suffering for years and has tried all sorts of creams, lotions, and potions and still not getting much result. The key is the gut. And if you don't know, the gut is home to trillions of bacteria. And this community is collectively known as the microbiome. And your body is comprised of 15 trillion human cells and about 90 trillion bacterial cells. That's 1-5 versus 9-0. So we are really more bacteria, so to speak, than human. And the bacteria in our bodies contains at least 150 times more genes than our human genome. And the beauty of functional medicine lies in its simplicity, and this approach gets results. Now, just as I was starting this training, someone said to me, Avraham, if you can distill eczema down to its two primary causes, what would you say? And off the top of my head, I said, number 1, leaky gut, and number 2, abnormal gut flora. Now, yes, that is an oversimplification, but I was answering the question if I could boil it down to 2 primary reasons, and this is why. Leaky gut, also known as increased intestinal permeability, is a sign of a gut gone bad, because leaky gut creates low-grade inflammation in the gut and allows food particles to pass through the gut wall and leaks into the bloodstream, and it creates an immune reaction in the body, especially two food groups like gluten and dairy, which are the two biggest causes of eczema in my experience. The second is abnormal gut flora. Getting rid of the overgrowth of bad bugs and yeast can make a huge difference to eliminate eczema. This is called dysbiosis and results in inflammation. Yeast overgrowth causes eczema, and it can be caused by a high diet high in sugar, refined carbs, processed foods, poor quality oils, etc. And yeast overgrowth often is triggered by overuse of medications like antibiotics, steroids, hormones, and even the birth control pill. Now, there are many other causes as well. Environmental pollutants are one. Chemicals and other ingredients in lotions or creams or detergents are certainly a trigger for eczema. But here's what I found. When your body becomes out of balance, these topical substances cause even more of an adverse reaction. So if someone puts a cream or something on their skin that most people tolerate well and they don't, I read that as a sign from coming from within their body, perhaps one of those two reasons as mentioned. The question really becomes, why are people so reactive? Why is the immune system so out of whack that they are so reactive to seemingly neutral items? Now, many people do not make the connection between gut issues and immunity. And over 2/3 of our immune system resides in the gut. And this is why you begin to understand why it's so important to treat the externals primarily through the internal, through dealing with the immune system from the inside and gut. In other words, creams, antibiotics, and other conventional solutions are really short-term solutions that fail to adequately address the causes of eczema, and they're really just covering the symptoms, as important as they are. And I do use them in my treatment protocols with patients over time. However, over time, they need to be reduced and eventually eliminated when the gut and the immune system is sufficiently robust. Now, the Rambam writes, let your food be your medicine and your medicine your food. What this means very simply is bad food is bad medicine and will make us sick. Good food is good medicine and can prevent, reverse, and even cure disease. Take away bad food, put in the good food, and magic happens. It really becomes that simple. Look at it like this. Food is information, and it's carrying detailed information for every single gene of our body and every single cell of our body, helping them to renew, repair, and heal, or to be harmed, debilitated, depending on what food choices a person makes. So what if you could send messages and instructions to heal your cells and turn on healing genes? And what if by a few simple changes in your diet, you could get rid of most of your chronic diseases or chronic symptoms and diseases? And this is totally, totally possible. Consider this for a moment. I mention this to almost every single patient I see who has a chronic skin condition. Our red blood cells have a lifespan of about 120 days in our blood circulation. That's about 3 to 4 months, after which they are eaten up by special cells called macrophages. Now, here's the amazing thing. There is an amazing and miraculous process where macrophages eat up about 5 million red blood cells every second. Right now, they just ate 5 million. They just ate another 5 million. What this means is healing is always available as your blood is being cleansed from old red blood cells that are no longer functioning adequately. Your body destroys them, gets them out of circulation, and new red blood cells are made. What that means is when you start to make consistent, small changes to upgrade your food choices, and I'll share with you my 8 quick start guide hacks to do that shortly, then the new red blood cells are made by the new information that you feed in your body that heals your genes, heals your cells, and the whole body is cycled. Just like that light flowing through your body is now cycling through, red blood cells working through your body and healing your cells, reducing inflammation, empowering your immune system. So if you're constantly putting in good information, it's making your body healthy and well. However, if a person is putting in toxic information, it's going to make the body toxic, sick, fat, and hyper-industrialized foods like sugar, processed flour, chemicals, additives, MSG, processed oils, high fructose corn syrup, trans fats, artificial sweeteners. Yes, artificial sweeteners, inflammatory foods are what I call anti-nutrients. All these act like a poison to the body and prevent the natural healing that's taking place every second inside the body. So the solution is super simple. Stop the junk and replace it with healthy food. Get rid of the bad stuff and put in the good stuff. Can often reverse the most difficult to treat medical problems like eczema, acne, psoriasis, seborrhea. And you can experience profound healing and profound feelings of wellness and energy and well-being, even if you don't have a serious illness. One of my patients says to me, wow, Avram, I didn't know I was feeling so bad until I started feeling so good. That's available to everybody. It's our natural birthright. So you can see how powerful the drug called food can be. And there is nothing to lose but suffering. It doesn't take months or years to see change. It happens in days or weeks because the red blood cells are constantly being changed over. New ones are being created all the time. That means healing is always available. All we need to do is set the body up for success by making the right choices. So here is my quick 8-step quick start guide to healing your skin. The first one, because the skin is our largest organ, we want to hydrate. So the invitation here is to drink between ½ an ounce to 1 ounce of pure water for every pound you weigh every single day. So that means if you weigh 150 pounds, that would be about 75 to 150 ounces of water per day. I have a liter BPA-free bottle, and I try and get through 2.5 to 3 of these every single day. That way, I'm able to keep my body cleansed, and the invitation to healing is always going on inside. Number 2 is try my elimination diet. 2 of the most harmful and common food sensitivities are gluten and dairy. Stop eating these along with sugary processed foods, processed oils. This will result in reduced inflammation, and you may even start feeling improvement in your skin really, really quickly, even in a couple of days. Number 3 is incorporate anti-inflammatory nutrients and foods into your diet. Eat plenty of wild caught salmon. Eat the rainbow. What's that mean? Include a colorful array of plant-based foods and use spices like turmeric liberally, fish oil, omega-3 from fish oil, and turmeric, curcumin are among my favorite anti-inflammatory supplements. Number 4, normalize gut flora, prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes. I'm going to share with you some amazing research just in a few minutes. Please keep in mind that sometimes working with probiotics and prebiotics and enzymes, you may need to work with find a functional medicine practitioner to guide you. But everybody can start to make changes in themselves straight away just by removing food sensitivities and incorporating gut healing nutrients. These are entirely in your power, and you can do remarkable things to help your healing get kick-started. So reducing overall inflammation is through repopulating the gut with friendly bacteria. Now, this is what I want to share with you. There's been tons of research about what are the best probiotics to heal skin conditions in particular. There is a probiotic called L-rhamnosus, which is a probiotic colony that is being explored for skin health, and it helps to manage gut and immune health. Now, this probiotic called L-rhamnosus, along with another probiotic called L-plantarum, help produce more filaggrin. Now, filaggrin is an interesting substance. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But what it helps to do is it's a protective barrier for the skin, and it lowers the chances of extreme allergies and reduces skin sensitivity. So what is filaggrin? Filaggrin deficiency is caused by a genetic mutation in about 8 to 10% of the population. These people's skin do not retain water well, which leads to dryness and problems with eczema. When the skin lacks this protein called filaggrin, its ability to shield against the environment is severely limited. So having the right forms of probiotics, the right healthy foods becomes extremely important when treating chronic skin conditions. Point number 5 is use the right supplements. My protocol is very extensive, but when I boil it down to the basics, it includes high quality omega-3, with the right amount of DHA and EPA, evening primrose oil, vitamins A and D, just to name a few kickstart ones. The key ingredient here, number 6, is get sufficient sleep. No surprise, right? Studies show that loss of sleep fuels inflammation, exacerbating eczema and other skin conditions. And that's among one of many reasons I recommend my patients to aim for 8 hours of quality uninterrupted sleep every night, wherever possible. Number 7 is exercise regularly. Studies have shown that regular exercise reduces inflammation and boosts your immune system and helps with skin issues. And number 8 is control your stress levels. So besides making you absolutely miserable, studies link chronic stress with high levels of inflammation, which affect the skin in a poor way. So whether you do meditation, deep breathing, yoga, or other forms of stress reduction, this should be a priority as part of your daily, weekly health routine. So for those of you who are wondering, how is my patient? Well, I walked her through this 8-step process plus a few other additions, and within a matter of weeks, her skin for the first time in her life began to heal. She is now 100% eczema free. And this is not rocket science. What I've shared with you are the basic protocols of healing the gut, healing the microbiome, advancing the immune system. And that way you're able to heal the skin from the inside out and allow your true inner beauty to shine outwards as well. Now, in summary, always look to understand the root cause of skin conditions. And when it comes to healing eczema and other chronic inflammatory issues, think gut, think immune system. And just before I end with my weekly challenge, I want to share that there's a brand new program I'm going to be launching towards the end of this month, and I will be announcing it very soon. So stay tuned. So I'd like to end with a weekly challenge. So for just 10 days, here's the challenge. And if you can't manage 10 days, then manage 9. If you can't manage 9, 8. If you can't manage that, just go all the way back just to a morning or an afternoon or one day. Set yourself up for success. But here's the challenge. Just for 10 days, do 2 of the 8 quick start principles. First, drink more water. Drink half an ounce to an ounce of water per pound of body weight. Number 2, try my elimination diet. 2 of the most common and harmful foods are gluten and dairy. And by the way, don't go shopping necessarily at the gluten-free counter, because generally speaking, gluten-free products are loaded with other unhealthy items. One needs to be conscious. One needs to read ingredients well. So the challenge is stop eating these foods, the gluten, the dairy, the sugar, the processed foods, the processed oils, cottonseed oil, soy oil, etc. This will reduce your inflammation in your body and will even help to start healing and improving your skin very, very quickly. So I see in the comments someone has said, how long did it take to get off the eczema? How long did it take to heal the eczema? It took her a total of 4 months. She worked very, very hard, and she went cold turkey. I suggested that we make a graduated program with each week we do one part, and she said, no thanks, suffering long enough. And overnight, she changed her lifestyle completely. She opened her cupboards and got rid of everything. Not everybody is like that. I generally work one step at a time. However, she was living with it all her life, and she was confident she could do this. I believed in her, and she did it. So it took her that amount of time. And that's available. That really is available. For some people, it can take longer. But the most important thing to know is healing is totally possible, regardless of where your skin condition is up to. It's an inside job. Heal the inside, support the outside. There's no question in my mind, healing is right on its way. So thanks again for joining me on Mind Body Monday, and I look forward to connecting with you next week. And remember that Mind Body Monday is where self-care is the heart of healthcare. Just take one small step to enhance your health and well-being in body, mind, and soul. That's all it takes. See you next week. Thank you.